Hi everyone, welcome to Blue Coats Travel. My name is Jonna, and here we talk about ocean cruising and all things Disney. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Today we're going to talk about an upcoming trip that my husband and I have, and I'm so excited because we are going to go on our very first Royal Caribbean cruise. We've been on multiple cruises and various different cruise lines, but this is the very first time that we are going to do a Royal Caribbean cruise, and I'm super excited. We are leaving out of Port Canaveral, so deciding on where we were going to stay for our pre-cruise stay was pretty easy. We're actually going to stay at Disney. So this is basically going to be a split vacation between a few days at Disney on the front end, some time at Disney on the back end of the cruise because we have a pretty late flight leaving Orlando, and then a cruise in between. So I'm so excited. It has been, let's see, the last cruise we went on was in February last year. So super excited to get back on a cruise ship. It's something that we usually do every year, and very excited for this to be our cruise for 2024. In today's video, we're going to talk about what I've been doing to prep for this cruise and what I have left to prep for. We're just a few weeks out, so really getting excited for this. I have been doing a lot of work to get ready for this cruise, so definitely excited to be able to put all of that work to use and get on the cruise. And I've also learned a lot of different things because while cruises and cruise lines are very similar, there are things that are different with different cruise lines, which I have learned a few different things that are different with Royal Caribbean than what I've been used to in the past. So we'll talk about some of those along the way too. So first thing we did was obviously book this cruise. We booked it, it was probably 4 or 5 months ago or so. And usually we do book cruises a little bit further in advance. We'll be almost doing a year in advance. But this one we did a little sooner than normal, which we've done before, but the benefit of booking cruises further out is you usually get better deals when you book more in advance. And it depends on the time of year too. When we're going is usually a pretty, it's not, it can be a more economical time to cruise because we are in hurricane season. So you do have to think about that. We usually go in February because we live in the Midwest. It's cold here. And usually when we're going on a cruise, we are going to somewhere warm. So we choose February. It's a good time to get out of the cold weather that we've been in for the last couple months and have a little bit of break and a little glimpse of what's months away for us to come. So as far as what I've been doing for prepping, as soon as I made those reservations, the first thing I did was to make an account on royalcaribbean.com and linked my cruise there. So that is where I have done a lot more of the prep work. Like this is where I booked shore excursions. So on this cruise, we are only doing 2 stops. We're doing one stop in Bahamas, and we are doing our second stop at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Now, in the Bahamas, that is a place that we have, or Nassau is where we're stopping in the Bahamas. That is one stop that we have been to a few times before. So we might get off the ship. I had heard that they had done some updates there. So we might get off the ship just to see, what the port area looks like. But we probably won't stay a shore too long. So I did not book any excursions for Nassau, but this is our first time going to Perfect Day. So I did book the adults only beach access as our excursion there. And one thing that you want to do about booking excursions and other things, drink, food, all that kind of thing, packages, you want to do that definitely before you get on the ship. It is going to be much cheaper before the cruise than on the cruise. So one other thing that we are purchasing, we did purchase the deluxe drink package. So not only do all cocktails, well, not all, but during a certain dollar amount, anything that we would drink basically is included, but also included that we really enjoy is specialty coffee. And there are shakes that are included. I won't be able to have any shakes, but maybe my husband will. And water, bottled water, that we love getting, at least on the ships we've been on in the past. We get the nice big bottles of water and keep those in our refrigerator in our room. Now, choosing to purchase the drink package is definitely a big question for a lot of people. Should they do it? Should they not do it? Basically a personal choice. The biggest benefit of this, and like I said, we've been on many cruises, is just the peace of mind. You know what your Sail and Sign account is going to be at the end of your cruise because you've already paid for it. So that peace of mind for me is something that I really enjoy. I don't have to think about what I'm ordering. I can just enjoy what I want to, including that specialty coffee. I would have never purchased one without the drink package. And you think of the drink package as just for alcohol, but they do have those non-alcoholic options that are available as well. That and sodas too, which I would never drink a soda on a ship because I just wouldn't pay for it. So just having that peace of mind to just be able to enjoy, which is what you should be doing. You shouldn't have to have a running calculator in your head of what you're ordering throughout the week or what your spouse is ordering throughout the week. So for that reason, it's a benefit for us. All right. Well, apparently the battery on one of my lights just died. So the rest of the video might be a little bit darker, and that's why. So anyway, for us, the drink package is worth it. However, it's only worth it because we do purchase it before the cruise, so we are saving money. If we decided to purchase it once we got on the cruise, we would be paying much more, and the value of it would definitely be less. One other thing that I decided to purchase on this particular cruise, just because I was very curious, I wanted to see how it would go, which is I purchased the Keep. And what that is it basically allows you to have priority embarkation, debarkation. You have priority seating at shows, and there's some other benefits that go along with it as well. And some of that is something that comes with certain room category types. Like if somewhere in had booked a suite, you would basically get the same thing. Oh, the biggest thing it comes with is the internet. I almost glossed over that, which is one of the biggest perks. Some of these perks come with a suite if you purchase that type of room. We did not. We are actually going to try something a little different on this cruise that I've never tried before because we haven't had this available, in which we are going to do an inside balcony. And I did something else that is very unique that I don't usually do, and I purchased a guaranteed room, which basically means that I allowed Royal Caribbean to choose the location of my room rather than me being able to do that. The benefit of that is it's money savings. So I wanted to try the key out to see what it was like. We are very used to some of those perks because the other way that you get those perks is by building up that loyalty and being at a different loyalty level. And we were definitely with that on Carnival. So we were able to get some of these perks that we're going to get with the key. So I just wanted to try it out, see what it was like, and see how it compared. So one of the other things that I did to prepare this far out, this is a time where you want to look at travel insurance. I will link a video down below where I describe how I went on a 4-day cruise with no luggage. Luckily, we got on the ship. It could have ended up to where we wouldn't have gotten on the ship at all. And that is definitely a big reason why you need travel insurance. You just never know what is going to happen. Flights can be delayed. Emergencies can happen and you won't be able to go on a cruise. So you want to make sure that you have that protection so you are not out thousands of dollars. This is also a good time to check your travel documents. So on a cruise, you're usually going to need either a passport or your birth certificate. You are going to want to make sure that you have those. You want to make sure that you go on tsa.gov, make sure that you have all the requirements. Pretty soon here we are going to have that little gold star on our driver's licenses. So you want to make sure that you have what you need before you before you get on the plane. And you want to make sure that you do that well far in advance because some of those things definitely take time. If you need your passport renewed, I believe the expiration date when you travel needs to be at least 6 months. Again, check the TSA website, but you want to make sure that it is not only going to be valid, but it's going to be valid for an amount of time that it needs to be. So basically, check that website, make sure that you have everything in order because you don't want that to be the reason why you can't get on your cruise. You also want to check your airline website and make sure that you know the size and weight of your luggage. You don't want to be, have unexpected fees when you get to the airport because you are overweight with your luggage, or you have to check a bag that you didn't intend on checking because it's too big to be a carry-on. So lots of different scenarios are out there. So just make sure, and not every airline is the same. So you want to make sure that you are checking your airlines so that you have the right travel equipment. Also with cruises, you want to check with your cell phone provider and see what international plans they have or what plans they have available to you. Usually you are going to be shutting off your phone. If you get the internet package, you can use the internet, but you're going to be shutting off the capability of making phone calls, texts, that type of thing. Be putting that on airplane mode. But if you're out on the port, you want to check to see if there is any packages available if you want to use your phone when you're off of the ship. And have you ever seen photos and videos of people, families who have matching t-shirts or sweatshirts or some fun things like that? That's probably something that they ordered well far in advance. So if that's something that you want to do, this is the time, again, to be looking at the different options and getting those orders placed so you have plenty of time to get those made and also to get them shipped to you. The next date that you'll be looking forward to is 45 days out. That's when you're going to be able to check in online. You'll be able to see that date online ahead of time so you'll know when that will be. But at midnight, that day is when you can start that check-in process. And the reason why you would want to do it as early as possible is when you get that time that you're able to board the ship. So the earlier that you are checking in, the earlier you'll get the opportunity to um, get your window of when you'll be able to get on the ship. Now, I did not get up early or stay up late, whichever way you look at it. I did not do that. I just got online early that day, and I was able to get still pretty early time frame. I believe it was 11:30, somewhere in there. So weigh the options. If you want that 10 o'clock time frame, 10:30 time frame, you might have to be a little bit earlier. Now, something that was unique with Royal Caribbean that I haven't seen before is they have what's called Royal Up. And around this time frame, that's when that was available too. I think it was a little bit before this, where I was able to bid for a different category of stateroom. I chose not to do that, but it is available and and an option if that's something that you'd want to do. Now, we did talk about the early boarding time. You know, that's what everybody wants. They want to get on the ship, start their vacation. There is also a benefit for having a later boarding time because when you get on the ship, your room is not going to be ready. So that carry-on bag that you're going to need to bring, because you will need to bring it, you're going to have to be carrying that around with you. So if you get a later time, like say 1 or 1:30, by the time you get on the ship and find your stateroom, it should be, or it could be available, and you can put your stuff away. Now, that is another benefit of the key. On embarkation day, there is a lunch that we can go to, but there's also an area where you can drop your carry-on bags and they will take them to your stateroom for you, so you don't have to carry it around the ship. So the next time frame to look for is when you can start making dining reservations and also reservations for shows and attractions. So I was able to start making reservations for dining. I believe it was about 2 weeks out. We were doing the your time dining, so we don't have a set time of when we will go to dinner in the main dining room. So I did make those reservations, and I tried to make them around a time that wasn't too early, but it also wasn't too late, so that we could hit some of the shows and some of the different entertainment options and still be able to enjoy dinner. And if you first go online and try to make those reservations and you're too early, just keep trying. That's what I had to do until it opened up and I was able to do that. Now, this 1 to 2 week time frame before we're going, this is a good time to start thinking about those logistic things, like how are we getting to the ship and back. For this particular trip, we are staying at Disney. So we've just chosen to take an Uber from Disney down to Port Canaveral. It is something that we've done before, and it's pretty easy to do. And that way it's a very direct, someone will pick us up at the resort and drop us off at the cruise terminal. So pretty easy. On the way back, we've actually booked an excursion because we have a later flight. So we have booked an excursion that will take us to Disney Springs. And that way we'll have somewhere to keep our luggage for the day and don't have to sit at the airport. That excursion is going to leave at 8:30 in the morning. I'm sure we'll get on either a bus or a van, something like that, and will take us to Disney Springs. Then we'll have a time to meet up, and then they will take us to the airport. So I'm very excited to try that. We've never done this before. It'll be a first time. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Some of the other things you want to think about in this time frame is, just making sure that your neighbors know that you're going to be gone. Maybe you have somebody that will be able to kind of watch the house while you're gone. Um, Also, make sure that you have any pet care and, mail if you need to stop your mail or anything like that. And that's kind of the time to get those kind of things done and taken care of. So we do have our pet care all done and mail all taken care of, and somebody to be able to watch the house. So we're good to go there. So the next things that we're going to do will just be those last minute things, 1 to 2 days ahead of time. Biggest thing will be 24 hours before our flight is to make sure that we check in with the airlines so that we get the best boarding group that we can. And then do those things like making sure everything is charged, your electronics that you're going to be using on the flight, um, making sure I'm going to download movies or TV shows to my iPad so that I have something that I can watch on the plane, and on my Kindle, make sure that I have a book or two available so that I have something throughout the cruise. Just those last minute things, getting those done and ready to get on that flight the next day. So hopefully this has helped as far as, kind of what I do to get ready for a cruise vacation. I know this seems like an awfully lot and can seem a little bit overwhelming. So if you would like some help planning your next cruise vacation, make sure to check out the description box below. There's a link to a complimentary consultation where we'll just sit down and chat with each other and get to know each other, and we will help you to make your vacation dreams come true. So until next time, have a great day. Bye, everyone.